Hello and welcome to this week's What's Hot as we approach the end of the third quarter, which coincides with some sage advice from comedian John Bishop, who recommends that we test ourselves for COVID frequently. His methodology includes one or many bottles of alcohol, and he says if you can still smell and taste the contents, you don't have COVID. Well, could this be one reason why spirits maker Diageo put out a very bullish investor update indeed? It is the world's largest distiller, and it says its outlook for the first half of the year to June 2021 has improved in performance across all regions. In its portfolio, there's Guinness, Johnnie Walker, Smirnoff, Captain Morgan, Tanqueray, to name just a few. Well, that's all the ones I can remember after frequent COVID testing. Well, staying on the theme, and obviously one of the premises to helping us cope with the pandemic is to wash our hands frequently. And let me direct you to an interview on lsc.co.uk with hand sanitizer and surface cleaner company Biotrol. Donald catches up with Chief Executive David Traynor.
But demand has just rocketed through the roof. So that creates an even more favourable environment for companies that have good high-performance chemistries and that are going to be regulatory approved. So we're in a really, really good spot. Obviously, we take no pleasure from what's going on in the world because we have the same exposure as individuals as everybody else. But business-wise, it's very, very propitious for us.
And for those investors who had washed their hands of Jersey oil and gas, they're now readdressing their portfolio after the company's most recent investor update, the highlights of which were many. They have an emphasis on 4 drill-ready exploration prospects and significant progress made in the company's flagship Greater Buchan Area Development Project as it progresses towards its first production. Well, returning to the theme that is COVID, the lockdown in the northeast, home of the pasty and parmo eaters, is hitting Greggs. The vegetarian sausage maker has announced results that came in above forecast, but the tone of the investor update was sombre. Job losses are inevitable, but to minimise losses, it's reducing hours worked in shops, which is in line with the new job support scheme announced by Chancellor Rishi Sunak. And the most recent update from Boohoo is under scrutiny, particularly the fate of its chairman. Well, prior to the results, Hargreaves Lansdown equity analyst Sophie Lund-Yates had this to say. She says news of labour abuses at one of its suppliers in Leicester rocked the boat in July. Half-year results might offer details on the hotly anticipated supply chain review. This could include details on plans to combat the possibility of a reoccurrence, which could see Boohoo spending more heavily than the initial £10 million pledged. And will the chairman be unthroned, or to use a clothing metaphor, will he be defrocked? Well, in this climate, stay clothed, stay warm. I'll see you again, same time next week.